Keep getting deadlier. Over the past 3 years, the number of fatalities in the state has climbed at a steady rate.
2020's figures were the highest in a decade, but then in 2021, the state had more deadly crashes than they'd seen since the 1990s. And the preliminary numbers for 2022 and 2023 suggest those numbers will continue to climb. Olympia Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson found out how lawmakers hope to reverse that trend.
Report of a head-on collision from a wrong-way driver.
The Washington State Patrol says a wrong-way driver caused this deadly crash on I-5 in Tumwater earlier this month. Samantha Denny, who was pregnant, was killed, along with her 2-year-old son Adonis. Her 8-year-old daughter Scarlett suffered serious head and leg injuries. Investigators say the driver had a blood alcohol level of 0.31, nearly 4 times the legal limit.
This hurts my heart. I know too many people who've lost a loved one, and they will grieve forever.
Shelley Baldwin heads up the state's Traffic Safety Commission. She's about to make recommendations to lawmakers she hopes will make the state's roadways safer. Top of her wish list, reduce the BAC level from 0.08 to 0.05. Baldwin says the state needs to do a better job enforcing existing laws requiring the use of interlock ignition devices. And Baldwin would also like to see the state reinstate sobriety checkpoints, a tactic used in 37 other states, and one she says reduced alcohol-impaired deaths by 9%. Law enforcement makes sure the events are well publicized and drivers are aware of the dates, times, and locations of the checkpoints.
90-something% of the time, it is a decision or a series of decisions that are being made that cause this crash to happen. Completely preventable.
Transportation Committee Chair State Senator Marco Leas says pushback from bars and restaurants slowed efforts to reduce the BAC level last year, but he says it will get a lot of attention next session. And he likes the idea of DUI checkpoints, but says there's a legal hurdle that could make bringing them back next year tricky.
There was a 1980s version that courts found didn't meet our constitutional requirements here. So we want to make sure we get the law right, that we're respecting people's privacy, that we've got due process.
Scarlett's family says they've been too focused on her recovery to get involved in changing any DUI laws. The third grader returned to school just yesterday after meeting the troopers who responded to the crash that killed her mother and brother. Scarlett's family says her story can help the state convince lawmakers and drivers something needs to change.
Senator Elias says the state is also looking at some new technology that would warn drivers when someone is coming at them in the wrong direction. It's something the state could use. Washington and Maine have the highest rate of wrong-way crashes in the entire country. In Olympia, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.